Hey everyone, it's Thursday the 28th of October. The time is 2 minutes past 1 p.m. and the temperature is 27 degrees. We're on our way to Haw Par Villa, which is, I don't know if it's a science park, but it is a very interesting sort of theme park, I guess you could say, for Chinese mythology. So it has kind of depictions of different stories that are teaching you the morals according to Chinese mythology. And obviously I'm not an expert on that, so I'm kind of going almost as a tourist here. But it's a really interesting area, and I thought it would be really good for sort of a Halloween walk, because it will be on the channel around that time, I'd imagine. Some of these things, they are sort of weird, I guess. I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but if you've been, you probably know what I mean. In that they do show you a kind of a look that you don't maybe expect a lot of the time. And I was thinking it would even get a bit of a scary horror feel at the end in the 10 Courts of Hell exhibit, but that has actually now been turned into a museum, which has an entrance fee, and it only opens tomorrow. And because I'm traveling, I won't be able to do that. It costs $18, of course. My brain is for some reason in London. It costs $18 to go to that museum and see what used to be, I think it's over there actually, you can see the guards there. What used to be a pre-exhibit of the 10 Courts of Hell, where it will show you what happens in afterlife if you don't live your life the way you're supposed to. But we won't visit that today, I'm afraid. I have to say I'm a little bit maybe happy about that. I'm just doing my trace together here and we'll be in shortly. I'm a little bit happy about that because the last time I went in there, some of the exhibits were kind of so vivid that I didn't really enjoy it much, and I didn't look through all of it. Just going to take my camera away and show them. So they check my vaccination status as well there, which is good. And we're in. So here's the quite impressive gate into the park. The story behind this place, I guess, is that the two brothers who started the tiger balm business had a house here. The house, I believe, was demolished after the wars. So here's the new sign for the house museum. Would be that way. This is not open yet. You can also already start to see the kind of thing that you'll find here though. It's kind of fun and then a little weird at some parts. If you're not familiar with the stories, especially, it's visitor center. I walked through it. There are thousands of these kind of things in here, so we're going to miss a few for sure. But It's a really interesting place to explore. Of course, I'm not able to tell you the stories behind these, which is a real shame. But I'm sure these would be familiar to a lot of people from the more Chinese cultural background. Now, when you start looking at them, you start realizing there are a lot of details, like the snake there swimming under that bridge. Or these two guys at the top of the structure there. Some pandas as well. So this place is like an endless treasure trove of just different things you can find. I believe the name Haw Par Villa comes from the personal names of the two brothers who had the business. I think they mean something like a leopard and is it tiger? I think this is a garuda with a real wildlife at the back as well, going up the tree. Certainly something along those lines. Here they're telling us the story of Madam Whitesnake, which is a love story between a woman transformed from a white snake and her husband. And it celebrates Chinese values like courage, determination. So a jealous monk in the 13th century was envious of their happy marriage and trapped the husband in the dungeons of the Gold Hill Temple. And then Madam Whitesnake displayed true love and bravery by rescuing him as the battle was fierce and difficult. Luckily, he had the help of the water spirits who flooded the temple and helped him wave off the wave of the attack. And the husband was eventually reunited with his wife, but at the expense of many innocent lives lost during the terrible fight. So, you see her battling there, I guess. And you can imagine what 10 courts of hell looks like when this is not that. This is just a depiction of another story. It's very detailed, but always loved how you can just go and look at each of the characters and start finding new stuff here. There are some more elements around here as well, and some turtles. Just coming up to one, I'll show you in a minute. There's also some Buddhist symbolism around here, like on top of that pagoda and inside there. And some turtles are sort of hiding in the water there, and on top of that little platform. There's one little guy. they are expecting for food. I think people are feeding them here, and you can buy things to feed the turtles, so they know what people mean. So here you could buy food for the turtles. Here's another prince in the middle there. And he was born in the regions of ancient India, now modern day Nepal. And his mother dreamt that a white elephant with 6 white tusks entered her stomach. And then 10 months later, the prince was born. The day which he was born is now known as Vesak Day. It's widely celebrated in many countries. So he became the awakened one. I think there is a little coffee shop over there. I won't go that way. I don't think there's anything behind it at the moment. Some more of these guys around here. Where do you want to see the tigers around here? They look pretty cool. Oh, there's a monitor lizard, a real one. And not a small one. I wonder, is that his spot? I don't really feel like going past him over there. Yeah, I think we're just going to settle with the view of, I guess, the leopard and the tiger. Is that what they are? For the brothers? You're a big guy, aren't you? But he definitely has claimed that spot. Oh, he's yawning. I don't think he's going anywhere with that yawn. Or are you? Are you going somewhere? Very slowly going somewhere. Here's the cafe. And I guess those decorations on the pagoda will be fitting for a monitor lizard. Kind of happy he wasn't hiding behind the corner as I just walk around here, not paying attention to anything. Keep going, keep going. No, just see the tail. Okay, so we can just have a look at the tiger and the leopard here, the little water element, and then we'll leave this guy to his lunchtime walk. I bet that's a really good place for monitor lizard as well. There's a little bit of his tail. I'm gonna just leave this guy here and not bother him anymore. It's clearly his spot. We've got a glimpse at the tiger and the leopard. Wonder if this is a good place to go off. Let's see. I think I'll walk through here. So this park used to be really popular, I understand, in the 70s and 80s. Had like a million visitors a year. But then from then on it's had many owners who wanted to do stuff with it. These are the gods of happiness, prosperity and longevity. Representing the 3 top desires of men. And I believe these are just frogs. Oh, but it does have the golden coin in its mouth. Isn't there a story? But I thought that frog had a different number of legs. Someone who knows can tell me that's related to that golden frog or to some other one. It's a very colorful one. And these monuments must be for the 2 brothers. Haw and Par. Might be making a mess of that pronunciation. Very sorry about that. There's something on the memorial. And the 2 brothers. Here are some animals battling it out, or so it at least seems. So the first of the brothers who had that monument over there passed away in 1944, and then the second one in 1954 in Hawaii. And they wanted to leave this park as a gift for society. There's a laughing Buddha. Oh, here's a smaller one of those guys. Don't think I've ever seen one that small. Okay, I've got to be sort of kind of looking where I'm going then, if you guys have taken over. The reopening of the park now is on the 29th, which is tomorrow, and the weekend has events and things going on. There are some monkeys, monkey gods, flower fruit kingdom. Monkey god was actually hatched from a stone egg shaped like a monkey, which magically came to life. A natural leader, he soon commanded the respect of his fellow monkeys and was destined to be their king. The monkeys followed him to live in a beautiful mountain. He learned martial arts as part of the story, but unfortunately he was very naughty and grew even bolder with his acquired powerful skills. He disrupted a feast in the heavens, ate up the divine peaches, and caused so much havoc that even the Buddha was angered and punished him. Well, that's a lot of trouble. By trapping him under the mountains. So that must be the Monkey King at the top there. Must take quite a lot to get the Buddha anyway with you. Oh, should we go this way as well and see what's going on? We have Confucius there, another important figure. Never impose on others what you would not choose for yourself. Highly regarded as one of the greatest philosophers in history. Spider women trap. I see. These scenes are of an encounter with the 7 spider spirits, and is the most dangerous and thrilling among the 100 chapters of the novel. The demons believed eating Tripitaka's holy flesh will grant them immortality. Wow, that's some interesting, if not maybe doesn't seem like this one might have a happy ending, I think. This is the Monkey King again, now battling a scarlet child. What looks like a demon to me, maybe. There's also, like, you can see how detailed these are. There's the people at the top there. Really, you could just like walk along and find new details all the time. A human with a big head that's called Pixie. His Buddhist name. The name signifies his awakening to power and the ability to achieve greater things. It's a little bit sort of, it's all really interesting, and there's another detail again. Really have to stay away from the monitor lizards in this place if that's the kind of thing you're encountering. It's kind of so much detail, and then when you don't know the stories, you just pick up those little details, like I was just reading there. That's of course my own fault for not reading up on those stories. I really love that. I recently listened to audiobooks of the Greek mythology, and my plan has been to sort of do the same with the Chinese things, because obviously that would be something similarly interesting. And also you kind of notice when you study this stuff or you listen to it, even just for fun, you find that actually you do know some of these stories, but they're kind of in different formats or different, or have been told different way by the different characters. Maybe you don't associate them as being part of that mythology, but then it becomes apparent as you listen to the whole story. There's a memorial for Senior O and his wife. And although I'm sure it would be nice to have this as a kind of theme park attraction as well. Another really kind of, yeah, that's the kind of thing you'll see in 10 Courts of Hell, but more of it. Another way of looking at that, sort of not having it maybe as such a busy tourist attraction and having a theme park here that was planned at some point, like even sort of Disney type of theme park, I understand. So it has a very specific feel. It has kind of older feel. You could easily make all of this again and just copy all of it in a Disney style, but it wouldn't have that same charm as it has now, and I think you wouldn't get away with all of this stuff, like cutting people's throats and all of that. And it's a really sort of interesting, lonely place in the sense that it's not made for our time in a way. That's kind of thing you tend to lose over time. And you still have it here. The turtle is posing for a selfie. Here's another story. He overthrew an evil king and served the empire. Died at the grand age of 139. His books on war strategies are studied and used till today. Impressive. Then you have the lotus flowers and the very beautiful Buddha on top here. There are so many details around here that it's very easy to miss something. Like these little houses and bridges and gates just in this pond that seem to be just for the enjoyment of the turtles here. They're all so beautifully done. Pond of Legacy. The signature pond is shaped in the ancient calligraphic character or to symbolize the famous Or Tiger Bond brothers and family. It houses a mini village, complete with tiny structures such as bridges, houses and shops. It's decorated with lotus flowers. I think these are some form of mermaids. I mean, some of this stuff definitely passes for a Halloween video as well. Here's a crab with a head of a lady attached to it. I know that's part of a story, but again, a story I'm not familiar with, not to share. It's all very, very colorful as well, which is just, it makes it all, yeah, it makes it a theme park in that sense that it's just really fun to explore, even if you don't know everything that's going on. Beautiful. Here we have some very detailed dragons as well. Always nice to see some cool dragons. Here's the calendar for the relaunch. You have to pre-register, and I think for the 10 Courts of Hell they had like a... Oh, the Hell's Museum now, sorry. They had slots that you have to book and then pay the $18. So they're saying this is the original handcrafted flooring here, I believe, as we go on these stairs. The 3 flights of oval-shaped stairways that lead to the lotus-shaped building apron are all that remain to evoke the memory of the grand mansion. The stairways have been intentionally left unpaved to show the handcrafted terrazzo, an architectural finish in which cement-embedded marble chippings are ground to a smooth surface to create streamlined molded profiles. It's popular material in Singapore from the 1920s right up to the early 1970s for its durability, low maintenance, and design versatility. Okay. So we're now stepping onto what would have been original around here. And I believe these are again the symbols for the 2 brothers. There's the battle raging over here, the Battle of the Yellow River. On this side, you can see all of these figures engaging in battle. Look at the detail. In this elaborate battle scene, you can spot many deities casting their magical objects of power. Are both evil and forces of good, I believe. Then when all seemed lost, you get 2 sages. One of them should be riding a magical bull. Oh, is that the magical bull? Is that a bull? Not sure. Perhaps they're just arriving at the top there. So they destroy the 3 evil sisters and pave the way for the king to rule and bring happiness to the people who had suffered under an evil king. This epic tale of part myth and part history shows that good always triumphs over evil. It tells of keeping faith, courage, and determination despite the hardest circumstances. And the story continues on here. Seems like battles didn't end there. Just look at all the detail. This is like so amazing, and if you do visit the 10 courts of hell, you'll have this kind of thing. But imagine a sort of horror movie setting. This is virtues and vices. So you can see people doing all kinds of things and helping future generations. There's a Tang Dynasty Buddha. Oh, some very serious looking snakes down there in the river. And there's a grateful turtle, I guess. And a tale that speaks of being rewarded for one's good deeds. Just imagine all the planning that would have gone into making all of this. And it's some of these almost like a continuous wall of just different images. There's a car there. I think, oh, squirrel there. I think the rest of these are just kind of like animal figures from Australia, maybe. Seems like it anyway. Got your kangaroos and your, is that ostriches with a turtle and a frog riding them? I'm not saying that's particularly Australian, but the kangaroos are. And there's a tree with koalas as well. And then some gorillas. I'll take the stairs down here and I'll probably take the other side down. I think there's still something I haven't seen on that side, or haven't seen this time. You can see the port there at the background. We're sort of in the south, a little bit west of, well, we're very much in the southern part of Singapore and to the west of city center. Another animal story here. And the phone looks very serious. So it certainly is a very weird and wonderful place to visit. And I hope they'll mostly keep it free. I understand it takes money to keep a place like this going. And you have to do something. I think probably making the new museum is a good move. Hopefully, once it opens, it will be something that will draw tourists, and why not more of us who live in Singapore as well to see this, because even though I was saying that it's nice that you're not replacing everything, of course it takes money to keep everything in good repair and sort of make sure it's still here for new people to discover. I guess it was kind of nice to be here just before the relaunch as well, even though we didn't get to see the horrors of 10 Courts of Hell, because I've been able to walk around pretty much with no one here, so that's really fun because you have more time to see the details and kind of look at it all. Oh, here's more of the rocks. They definitely had the golden coins. Here's another sea battle, I guess. Lots of different kind of creatures. I think that's the lady that potentially lady we saw earlier with the part of a human body and part of a crab. So this is Neptune's palace. That's what the fight is about. So I think with that we're kind of coming to the end of this video, because we walked mostly around this place. Maybe a few more sights to see. But we've been around here, so I think oh, there's Statue of Liberty. Oh, I walked through here, I didn't even notice it. I think there was a person feeding the turtles out there. But yeah, I'm basically going to make this Halloween video, I guess, of this wonderful place that is really fun to explore if you ever get the chance. Whether you know the stories or not, it's definitely a really fun park. And for myself, I'm going to try to find an audiobook on Chinese mythology next, so I can put all of these figures and the characters into place. under that. Beautiful bird there on top. And I hope you enjoyed this very colorful walk today. It's a little bit different from the usual, but isn't it fun to do something like this once in a while as well? Let's see if we can have a look at the area. Maybe soon it's opening up before we leave the park. It might just be right through there. Yeah, I think I can see tickets to hell over there. So sorry I missed that today, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to come back and visit. I say that thinking about the last time when I really did walk out in the middle of it because it was quite vivid. I was with a friend who went through all of it and said I was being dramatic, so, and I do believe that. I'm just kind of not the kind of person who enjoys watching, for example, horror movies and things like that a lot. So I like to send a friend to find out for me before I decide whether it's for me or not. I did walk through around half of it. I don't think I'm supposed to go through here. So I hope you enjoyed this walk through Haw Par Villa of the late Sakyamuni brothers who used to have their villa here, and then wanted to make a contribution to the society basically by helping people learn about the stories and morals in Chinese mythology. I like this guy. I think it's a dragon as well. It was a really fun walk to do, and I think this is really a part of Singapore that many people would have enjoyed some time ago, and many people still visit. Like, I've been here before and found it fun. So if you're interested in that kind of more Halloweenish stuff as well, then the 10 courts of hell will open tomorrow, which is going to be already past when I push this video. There's another snake I would not like to encounter, and even little birds inside that tree. They have so much detail here. It's just amazing. I think the 10 courts of hell are inside that structure over there. That would be where you enter that one. But the House Museum is an addition about, I think, everything that has to do with sort of after death. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, then that will be a good place to visit, I'm sure. And thanks for joining me today. I think that's the perfect spot to end this video here. We went into the park and now we've come out of it, so thank you so much, and I hope I'll see you again soon.